my older son, Nick, teaches spinning, and my husband, Jamie, is known to go off on a 3-hour ride. But for me, a bike ride is just making it to the end of the street and back. So today I'm here with Beth Johnson, who's getting me on one of these cycling bikes, and she is really adept at helping people reach their fitness goals as the owner of Energy Within in Marblehead. So tell me a little bit about these bikes and what's the benefit?
The cycling bikes that we picked are called Cycleops, and the beauty about them is the monitor. Since spinning first started in the 1990s, it's just evolved more and more, and it's gotten a little bit more technical, but these bikes make it very easy. The monitor helps you monitor exactly your heart rate, your cadence, how fast you're going, and your power, how hard you're actually pushing.
Okay.
So it's a nice tool to have. So instead of just what they call spinning your wheels, you really have some kind of feedback as to what you're doing. And
so what's the difference between checking out like your heart rate versus just like how fast you're going? Power,
yeah. That's a different way to train. Some people like to just train by, can I go fast? And so that would be a class on your cadence, trying to keep your cadence at a very fast pace. But then you want to check your heart rate, because if you're going fast and your heart rate is way too high, you're going to definitely get burnt out or injury. Yep. So it's a way, when you measure, it's a way to keep your training going very safely and effectively. You can get more if you monitor it and you're not going real high, hard resistance, and then real low, high, low. You just stay at a great pace, and your heart rate is going to tell you how you're doing.
So you have an instructor leading you through this, right? And
yes,
explaining what to do. So
yes.
If you're someone like me who doesn't know that much about bikes, you would be guided through this.
But we say as long as you can ride a bike outside. So it's, again, at Energy Within we have all levels. So you can have a beginner next to you, next to somebody like Jamie, who is completely, comfortable on a really hard bike and ride. So yes, what the teacher would guide you and say, let's just all be at 80 cadence, which is a very nice moderate pace. So if you're at 80 and I'm at 80, but your heart rate is what you feel like is really high, I mean, then you can lower your resistance.
Gotcha.
Whereas the person next to you might feel very comfortable and says, well, I can even go harder resistance. It's an individualized workout, but because of a group setting, it makes it more powerful.
Right, and you're probably a little more motivated.
A little more fun.
And you can also watch things on the screen, is
that
right?
Yes, we've added a projector here, and we have an instructor, Larry Russell, who focuses on heart rate zoning. And he has different DVDs about cycling in Italy and France, and he has Hawaii. He actually has my hometown, Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great. So we can do the hills in Pittsburgh, and it's just motivating. It just is a nice way to see different things, and to be, sometimes sitting on a bike isn't always that interesting. A bike that's not going anywhere.
Right.
So if you can have different distractions and help, that's great.
Right, and it's probably a little easier because you don't have to balance or steer.
Right, we haven't started moving yet.
Okay, so let's move.
Let's start
Why not?
moving. Just start pushing around.
Yep.
The resistance knob is always right here. Going to the right will make it harder. Going to the left will make it easier. And then the monitor, again, just hit the bottom right-hand stats. Yeah, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
Oh.
So I have a bunch of numbers and...
Yep, it'll tell you what your cadence is, your heart rate, if we had the strap on, your calories, and your power.
Very cool. So you get a lot of feedback right away.
Right, and there's some people
66.
That... 66, that's good. That's probably your cadence.
Yeah, that's my cadence.
Some people even just take their towel and just put it over top, and they don't even want to know.
Yep.
My husband teaches a class on Friday evenings, and it's pretty much just about winding down after the week.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you for trying it.
A little tour on the bike, a little easier than riding up down the street. So if you're interested in checking out cycling, and you could even take a tour to another place right here in Marblehead, you can visit Energy Within's website. And thanks again for having me.
Thank you for coming.